Hey everyone, well it's been a while since I've done a live video for you guys. Been spending a lot of time working on this 73. You've seen the posts, you've seen the shorts. But it's all back together and it runs. So we're done with this one. Polo's up and running. Kirby's running, but still needs a transmission, which is over here. This is the transmission that's going to go into Herbie. I'll wait for people to join. I see there's one person watching. Hello. Oh, not anymore. Tuned out. Anyways. 75, I got some original wheels with white walls. I think this is going to be much better look than the sport wheels. This one's on the back burner for now. We got show season coming up. So here in Florida, things get kicking really the end of September, moving into October, and then November, really through about May of the following year. So what I got going? This Mexican beetle is giving me trouble. It's running really hot and it has no power whatsoever. I'll be the first to admit I'm not good at diagnosing the fuel injection. Plus, I can't even find a book on this car to give me stuff to investigate. I've followed people's suggestions and I've replaced virtually everything in the system and it still runs like crap. I've had the car for about, I don't know, a year and a half or so, and it's never run right since probably about the first week I drove it. Originally it had an erratic idle, but it was nothing that really affected the drivability. It was just idling. It would have to go up, down, down. I changed the idle valve in there. Didn't make any difference. Come to find out the new valve I put in was bad, so this is another one in here. Now the idle is still on the up, down. But I drove it the other day, and when I was trying to accelerate, it felt like maybe it had a fuel restriction. So I got it home and I didn't remember if I had changed the fuel filter on it. So I put a new fuel filter on it and took it out on a drive, and the bogging went away, but it had no power. It's like this thing is cut in half, and the highest speed I could get on the highway was 58 miles an hour. So I got back and I'm trying to find some videos on YouTube, and there's really not much on these cars unless it's in Spanish. So timing is one issue. So I played with it a little bit and it just runs really hot and just has no acceleration. So kind of bummed out because this weekend is an off-road event and I was really looking forward to driving it off-road. One of the things I'm gonna do here, see I got the stop sign in there. I'm gonna make skid plates for this car, but obviously it's not gonna be done. So the 75 is taking a step back I stopped working on it. I did find these original VW wheels with white walls, which I'm gonna put on here. I think they look a lot better than what's on the front. So that'll be on here. I'm gonna repaint them. This is a shiny silver. It needs to be more metallic silver. And I'm gonna clean the white walls a little bit more. Here's the other ones. Got these. And I see a whole bunch of people joined us. Hey, Shamama, how are you? So let me start out by giving you an overview here. We got the 75. That one, I have the interior out. I've got to find somebody to replicate these seats. This is from sitting. This upholstery is just disintegrated. So once I get the centers for these seats, I can get them reupholstered. I've got brand new parts from Wilkesburg West to do all the padding. That's the back seat cover there. And then I'll get the seats back in, and then we'll work on getting it running. So I've got the gas tank out. The car originally had fuel sitting in the tank for a long time and it turned to varnish. So I've got to flush out all the fuel lines. Polo is running, which is good. This 73, wow, this car has really kicked my butt as far as work. Just about every turn I took with this, I had a problem. So we've done a lot of stuff to this. So brake light switch in the front, one of the two were bad. I changed that. Changed the hood cable, changed the glove box, changed the hood cable sheath. Back of the car, wiring burned, replaced it. We've got everything working, backup lights, intake manifold, had the heat risers cut, replaced that. Rebuilt the carburetor, new plugs, points, condenser. I ended up having to change the distributor after I put the engine back in from doing the clutch job and the main seal. A hard time getting the distributor fit into the car, and it would not start, wouldn't run right. So I popped in a used 009 that I had, and the car runs great. Got new pea shooters on here. So pretty much everything is done. I decided to take the trim rings off this car. These are really in bad shape anyways. Sorry about that. These are right here. They're all beat up. Somebody used a screwdriver on them. So I'm tossing those. And I think the car looks better without them anyways. But this girl should be ready to go now. So the next project I'll be working on is this car. If I can get it fixed, by tomorrow, then I'll take it off-roading with me. If I can't, then I can't. But I'm trying to make the decision on whether I should pull this engine out and convert it to carburation. Now, I've got another engine that's ready to go. It's 1641, and I can just pop it right in and it'll be ready. And then I could take this one, take it down, and go through it. I believe this has not been rebuilt. It's the original engine. It's got over 100,000 miles on it. It's got decent enough power, but it's just, I don't know. It's got some problems. Anyways, I had the AC compressor on. I took that off. It's one of the brackets in the back. had broken off the compressor. So got that off. Makes for a lot more room in there. I have not had the AC hooked up in this car since I did the conversion to the front end. Now, if you know Volkswagens and you know these aftermarket ACs, they get pretty creative with them. This car, in fact, had the AC lines going through the tunnel. Matter of fact, I could probably show you that. So, check it out right there. Those are the AC lines for this system. They go through the tunnel and they exit out there in the back. I don't know if you can see them hanging down right there. And there's a condenser above the transmission. So I've not had this connected since I replaced this front end. I swapped the whole front end of this car to a Volkswagen Thing front end. That's what gives it the raise. And I just recently put on the Thing stiffeners here for the front end. So my plan on this is I want to build a skid plate. Because what happens when you're driving off-road and you hit the water, the way Volkswagen is designed, you've got this area in here the water splashes all up into, and it just really bogs the car down. If I can make a skid plate for it here, that's going to eliminate a lot of the problems. I happen to buy a bunch of stop signs on Facebook Marketplace. So that's my plan. But the number one thing is to get it running. Get it running good. That's been the problem so far. This is a 97 Mexican, in case you're new to the channel. That's the original seats, original door panels, although I put these on it. Replace the carpet. Got the spare up there because it will not fit in the trunk because it's so large. So if you're Mexican Beetles, they are fuel injected, the late model ones. So there's the throttle body there, fuel injectors over here on the side. Quinn, you're asking, can we hear her run? Which one? You want to hear the Mexican Beetle run? Wow, that's really bad. Yeah, not only does it run like crap, but it is running really rich too. You can smell it. So Quinn, you asked me 76. Which one? Well, Quinn, I don't know if you're still there. So this one's a 97. This one is a 75. This is original paint on this car. The car is 18,000 original miles. They said I have the seats out. This car has not run in years. So once I get everything squared away, now there's the fuel injection, the USA fuel injection, 75. This was the first year for a Beetle to have fuel injection. So that's all original engineering. '63, '96, and '73. Let's start this one and see. I don't think the oops. Got adjusted choke in this. I don't think it's set up right. See, it's real cold natured. I'm wondering what that squeak is, if it's the belt or something else going on. Like we may need to adjust that belt a little bit. But this one definitely runs a heck of a lot better than this. So I may need to do a couple more adjustments on that, the carburetor. But that's why I wanted to come and give you a live update. I know I haven't really updated you at all about the projects in the garage because everything has been on that 73. And we've got that done. So that car is ready to be up for sale. So that's where a friend of mine wants to get it. So if he still is interested in that car, this one will be going away soon. And then I've got this one for sale. And then I'll just be down to those three. And what I'd like to get is a Volkswagen camper. So kind of like round them out, and then I'll be finished. But the next big thing is I want to get a lift in here. It's going to be mounted right in here. And instead of this power cord running in here, I'll get this garage wired for electric. So those are the two big things that are coming. Hopefully we'll get that squared away by the end of the year. So just making progress, slowly but surely getting there. Oh, we got 141 people watching. Wow, that's pretty good. So you guys that are watching here, I recognize some names, but do you subscribe to the channel? I'm curious. Curious how many people actually subscribe. And I know the long form videos that I make now, nobody really watches them, so that's why I shoot the short videos like I'm doing for different projects. You know, just keep it like a couple of minutes or under a minute, just to give you an up and, you know, coming situation. I still got to do a little work on the shop. I've got to put a railing up here. And this is my template for the skid plate for that Mexican Beetle over there. So in case you're just joining us, got a lot of people joining us now. This is the current project right now. Moving on to the 97 Mexican Beetle. Got some problems where it's running like crap, and something I got to figure out. This car here is 97 Mexican Beetle, like I said, been converted to a thing front end, which is why it's so high. The back has been raised as high as I can do it and have it still drive okay. So if you're not familiar with the Mexican Beetles, these cars have a swing axle, straight axle rear suspension. I'll show you. So there you go. So that's just like the Beetles, the German Beetles that were through 1968 here in the US. So that's the same rear suspension as this car has. And this Beetle has an IRS rear end, which I'll show you. See the CV joints there? So this car in reality would be better suited for off-road because you have the ability to raise up the back quite a bit without getting kind of squirrely. Well guys, my phone battery is gonna die, so I'm gonna have to cut this short. Wow, we got 254 people watching. I don't think that many people has ever watched this video, live video before. So that's pretty incredible. You have any questions? You guys want to see anything? Any more details on the car? Just give me a shout out. I'm looking at the comments now. Quinn asked if VW is 4-speed. So all of these cars, all the Volkswagens are 4-speed, except for the Polo, which is a 5-speed, but they're all manuals. Quinn asked what's up with Herbie. So Herbie I've had the longest. I've had that car, it'll be 31 years this December. And it's been restored like this as Herbie since 1997. So this car is part of the family, it's not going anywhere. This car I bought in 2022, the Polo. This one I bought last year. And then this one I just got a few months ago. This one is planning on being a keeper because it's nice to have an original Bug. Something that's not been molested. Like I said, this is the original paint on this car. It's nice to see one that hasn't been messed with at all. I don't have the keys for Herbie in here. Actually, I don't know if the keys are in this one. Nope. Usually I don't leave the keys in them, except when I'm working on it. Last time I was out driving this, I got caught in the rain. It's all dirty. So you can see the streaks in the window. Wow, we have almost 300 people online watching. That's crazy. Let's see, did I miss any messages? So, Leonard Arola, if you're still here, you said your mom has a 63 Bug. This is a 63. In case you missed the years, 97, 75, 63, 96, and 73. Twins, subscribe. Thank you very much. Charles, you asked if the 73 is for sale. Yeah, it's for sale. And it's this color on here. I don't know if it's an original VW color. It's similar to the red on that other Beetle, but it's not the same. This car was originally white and they painted it red. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Here's the white. They did a really nice job. I mean, full, door jambs, everything. You look at it outside, you can't tell that it was a different color at one time. This red is weird. It's got two names. One name is African red. I forget what they actually call this. I got some paint mixed up for it. Let me see what they say it is. Yeah, African red. No, Herbie is 12 volt. It was converted before I bought it. The generator on it when I got it, then the generator failed, so I converted it to an alternator. So other than the alternator and the distributor, it's the original engine in here. I have no idea how many miles. I've been driving it 31 years with this engine, and she's still going. Let's see. So I think I got everybody's comments. The 95 Corrado Storm. I've never heard of Corrado Storm, but 95 was the last year for the Corrado. I don't see any other messages. You guys have any other messages? Yeah, in case you don't know, this car, the taxi on this, it's a play on Herbie Goes Bananas. If you watch that movie, or if you even do a Google search for Herbie Goes Bananas, chances are you'll find Herbie decorated as a taxi. And that's kind of an inside joke on this car because it is a Mexican Beetle, and Herbie Goes Bananas takes place in Mexico. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to just have something different. So everybody knows it is the taxi Beetle, even though it's his name is Ocho the Vocho. There's his Mexican plate. Yeah. So you're in Europe. Yeah, you definitely get the better cars over there. A lot of models that we don't get here. Yeah, I just sold my 2013 Beetle convertible that was right here. I just sold that to a friend. So we're down one car. And then, like I said, if I get this car sold to my friend, then I'll be down two cars. And then I can focus more on, getting this Mexican Beetle going and a 75. I show you guys the wall over here, or I should say the fridge. That doesn't work because I don't have power in here. So yeah, there's just some stickers and magnets. Yeah. So you said Ocho is the bomb. Ocho is really cool. Just unfortunately, he drives terrible. So I'm hoping to get that squared away, and so I can drive and enjoy this car. It's such a shame that it runs so poorly. Yeah, and I'm not somebody who is well versed in the modern cars. I can do everything on these old ones to keep them running. The newer ones like this with a fuel injection, it's not my forte. And since there's no book, I don't have anything to go by. And if you're not in Florida, I was just going to show you the love bug. It's love bug season here. Twice a year that happens. April or May, and then September. But the 73, I'm gonna be selling for $6,000. Yeah, I don't really care for new cars either. I drive only old cars. My daily driver car is 20 years old, so yeah. In the perfect world, I'd be driving one of these every day, except down here, not having air conditioning is really a problem. Although it's too funny to think that this has air conditioning and I actually pulled it out. But the only reason is this car, really the only time I drive it is off-road. And the more stuff that's on here, the more complicated it is. So, but I've been seriously thinking about an electric setup. So I might dabble in that. Yeah, it's a good car for the money. The 73. You're gonna be getting a lot better car than most everything out there. It's basically just a really good driver. Brakes have been redone in it. Paint looks good. It's not perfect, but it looks good. It's only got a little bit of rust on the body. It's typical for a 73. They all, in here in the US anyways, they all rust in here. This side's good, but you see on this side, it's got the death foam in there. I replaced the pop-out windows. This vent window was messed up. Replaced that. Did a lot more to this than I thought I would when I got it. Originally, I was just going to buy it, turn around and sell it, but I've had it for over a year. And unfortunately, I've not really been able to enjoy it at all because it had a slipping clutch in it. So I would just drive it around the streets in the neighborhood here. It would get warm, and the clutch would slip. And pretty much came back. Berserker Garage, building this beetle raw. I'm not sure. Yeah, this car has something like 245 kilometers on it. Herbie has, if it hasn't rolled over more than once, I don't know. It's got 138, or it could be 238. I don't know. And this is really neat. It's 18,223. Look how nice those doors close. But I'm gonna have to get some paint correction with this car because it's got scuffs here. I guess how it was stored. It's got a few things there in the fender, as you can see. And then it's got one right there. But otherwise, the paint looks good. That's a shame. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to let you go because, like I said, my phone is about out of battery here. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the updates on what's going on. And if we can get Ocho squared away, I'll let you know. Otherwise, it's probably gonna be sometime next week. I may end up just pulling this engine out of here and putting in my carbureted one that I have as a spare. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, have a good day.